4 college students found brutally murdered in their sleep, in a quiet house with no forced entry. No screams, no struggle, just silence and death. How is that even possible? On November 13th, 2022, a chilling mystery unraveled in the small college town of Moscow, Idaho, a place where nothing like this had ever happened, until it did. Friends turned victims, a home turned crime scene, and a suspect who vanished into thin air until he didn't. But the deeper we look, the stranger it gets. Let's rewind to 1122 King Road, a 3-story rental house occupied by students from the University of Idaho. That night, 6 students were home, but by sunrise, only 2 were alive. The victims, Kaylee Goncalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernadal, and Ethan Chapin. There were no signs of forced entry. The door was unlocked. 2 surviving roommates, asleep on the first floor, didn't hear a thing. Not a scream, not a crash, nothing. At around 4 a.m., Kaylee and Madison were seen ordering late-night food. By 4:12 a.m., they were back home. Xana and Ethan, who had returned earlier from a party, were also in the house. By 4:25 a.m., security footage from a neighbor's camera picked up a faint whimper and a dog barking. That may have been the last sound any of them made. At 11:58 a.m., one of the surviving roommates called 911, reporting someone unconscious upstairs. But it wasn't just one, it was 4, and they had all been stabbed multiple times, likely with a combat-style knife. The town was gripped by fear. No suspect, no murder weapon, just rumors. Was it a stalker? A revenge killing? Maybe a serial killer? Weeks passed. Whispers turned to theories. Online sleuths dug into TikTok videos, Venmo transactions, and even parking tickets. Then, a bombshell, Bryan Kohberger, a PhD student in criminology, was arrested over 1,000 miles away in Pennsylvania. He had been studying criminals, learning their psychology, and allegedly living it. Case closed, right? Not even close. Kaylee and Madison were lifelong best friends. They did everything together. Xana and Ethan were dating, a playful, inseparable pair. All of them were popular, loved, and deeply embedded in the vibrant college life of Moscow. That made the crime not just tragic, but deeply personal for the entire community. The attack was described as targeted, yet all 4 victims were found in their beds, some with defensive wounds, some without. Authorities suggested they were likely killed while sleeping, but that conflicted with Xana's autopsy report. She had bruises. She fought back. And then came another oddity, a DoorDash delivery made to the house just before the estimated time of death. Who ordered it? Did the driver see anything? No clear answer has ever been given. Even more puzzling, the house had a dog, Murphy. He was found unharmed, locked in a room. Why didn't he bark earlier? Did he know the killer? Or was the attack so silent, so methodical, that no one had time to react? 2 roommates, Dylan and Bethany, survived. Their statements raised more questions than answers. Dylan told investigators she saw a masked man in black, walking past her around 4:17 a.m. But instead of calling police, she locked her door and went back to sleep. That detail baffled many. Why wouldn't she sound the alarm? Some suggested fear. Others believed it was confusion or shock. But the police weren't called until almost 8 hours later. What happened in those missing hours? Why did the crime go unnoticed for so long? Police initially refused to release much. But slowly, details emerged, like the chilling fact that phone records showed Kohberger's phone was near the house at least 12 times before the murders. He wasn't just a stranger passing by. He was watching them, studying them. Bryan Kohberger wasn't your typical suspect, a PhD student at nearby Washington State University. He was deeply interested in the criminal mind. He even posted online surveys, asking convicted felons how they felt during the act of committing crimes. He drove a white Hyundai Elantra, the same car caught on camera circling the victim's neighborhood multiple times in the early morning hours of the murder. But it wasn't just a car. DNA found on a knife sheath left at the scene was a match to Kohberger. Surveillance footage, cell phone data, and even trash recovered from his family's home all pointed to him. Still, he maintained his innocence. Court documents revealed disturbing details, like Kohberger allegedly returning to the scene of the crime just hours after the murders, possibly to relive the moment. But the prosecution hasn't revealed a clear motive. And until that happens, doubt lingers. The case lit up the internet. Reddit, TikTok, YouTube, all swarmed with theories. Was Kohberger obsessed with one of the girls? Did he act alone? Could he be connected to other crimes? Some claim the house was the perfect target. Large, filled with beautiful students, and exposed on all sides. Others believe the real motive was deeper. Revenge, rejection, or even the thrill of committing the perfect crime. Videos emerged of Kaylee saying she felt she had a stalker, but police never confirmed it. Others pointed out that Kohberger followed all 3 of the female victims on Instagram, but none of them followed him back. Was this a case of incel rage? Or was there something darker behind his academic curiosity with killers? Kohberger's legal team has pushed back hard, challenging everything from the evidence to the grand jury process. They've hinted at procedural errors and alternative theories. In an unexpected move, Kohberger waived his right to a speedy trial. He now faces the death penalty if convicted, and the case is set for a long, drawn-out courtroom battle. But here's the twist. Prosecutors revealed that Bryan Kohberger's phone was turned off during the murders, yet his car was still tracked moving through Moscow. Then just 2 hours later, his phone pinged back miles away. And even now, a key question remains unanswered. Why was the knife sheath left at the crime scene, placed next to Kaylee Goncalves' body? Was it a mistake or a message? Could there be something we're still missing? Something the public hasn't been told yet? A recent sealed court filing from the defense claimed that Kohberger has an alibi. They haven't revealed it yet. But if proven true, it could shatter everything we thought we knew. Because if Bryan Kohberger didn't do it, then the real killer may still be out there.